This is it. The big one. The one most of you have been waiting for. Is the game in question truly the best in the Castlevania franchise? Well, why don't you just stick around and find out. Enjoy the show. Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new episode of Trash or Treasure, as well as a welcome back to the Castlevania Timeline Revisit. Tonight's game in question is the big one itself, Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Symphony of the Night is a 2D action-adventure RPG, released back in October of 1997 for the original PlayStation, as well as the Sega Saturn in June of 1998 for Japan only. It also got re-released on the PSN in July of 2007, Xbox Live Arcade in March of the same year, even included in the Dracula X Chronicles, Requiem, and finally, mobile devices in March of 2020. This is actually the very first Castlevania game I had ever played and beaten, and back then I absolutely loved it. But now I'm looking at this through a critical eye. So here's the question. Is Symphony of the Night truly a worthwhile treasure, or is it just an overrated piece of trash? Let's find out. Alright, so the game opens up with a very inaccurate retelling of Richter's encounter with Dracula from Rondo of Blood. This Richter can dash, slide, uppercut, has fluent midair controls, and can even do the whip dangle from Super Castlevania 4. Anyways, we beat Dracula, and the game ends. Just kidding, this is where the real game begins. Symphony takes place 5 years after Rondo of Blood, where Castlevania shows up, and Richter mysteriously disappears, and Maria, who is now 17 years old, goes to search for Richter. But our real protagonist is the returning Alucard. Yep, the very same from Castlevania 3, who is now 300 years older, and goddamn, he's looking pretty damn good for his age. You see, due to Richter's disappearance, Alucard is awoken from his self-imposed slumber that he went into during the aftermath of Castlevania 3. But the only thing these two have in common are names, because Symphony Alucard is nothing compared to how he was in Castlevania 3. Anyways, back to the story. We do encounter Maria a few times throughout the story, and she does assist Alucard, and much like in Harmony of Dissonance as well as Simon's Quest, there are multiple endings, 5 in total. Now, before I do talk about them, I should note that Richter claims to be the Lord of Castlevania. So, what's with the sudden change of heart? Aren't BELMONTS supposed to, not work with anything or anyone relating to Dracula? Like I said, more on that later. So, ending 1, or the worst ending, has us just go to Richter and, well, kill him. That's it. Ending 2, aka the bad ending, has us defeat Richter, but also have an item we get from Maria called the Holy Glasses equipped. That's all I'm going over from now on. Now, obviously our goal is to, not end the Belmont bloodline, as I'm sure you noticed as well with the Holy Glasses. There is this glowing green orb next to Richter. Destroying it reveals none other than the Dead of the Dead priest, Shaft, who has been mind controlling Richter this whole time. It's here where Shaft summons another castle, which is just like the first we've been exploring, but is upside down. So now Alucard has to traverse through this inverted mess to stop the resurrection of Dracula. Along the way, we have to fight specific bosses and get pieces of Dracula. Does that sound familiar? Yeah, it's basically like Simon's Quest as well as Harmony of Dissonance. But anyways, here's where ending 3, aka the good end, plays. We beat Dracula but have less than 196% of the map covered. As for ending 4, aka the best ending, we need more than 196% of the map covered. Now we also have ending 5 where we beat the game as Richter. You see, after beating the main campaign as Alucard, we can enter Richter's name and play through the entire game as him. So we beat Shaft and all we get for an ending is Richter standing over a cliffside with the ruins of Castlevania. Boring! But anyways, back to the main campaign. We beat Dracula, and if you thoroughly explored the castle and got the best ending, it is hinted that Maria might have some secret feelings towards Alucard. So, that was the story of Symphony. Overall, this is honestly pretty great. For the first Castlevania game to feature a non-whip wielding Belmont, this game honestly did a great job. But, is the gameplay just as great? Gameplay of Symphony of the Night ditches with the linear format and goes for the now iconic Metroidvania design. Away is linearity, and what we have is the entirety of Dracula's castle to explore. We also have standard action RPG elements, which the mechanics are quite simple to get a hold of pretty much. But for the remaining very few who have never played an RPG or just played Smash for over 1,000+ hours, basically the higher your level is, the stronger Alucard is. Plain and simple. Now we also have transformations, a wolf, a bat, and mist to be exact. We also have weapons with multiple properties such as the Alucard shield, and when paired with the shield rod, well, I'll just let this clip do all the talking for me. Absolutely devastating. So overall, the gameplay is pretty great. It takes the concept from Simon's Quest and tweaked it as well as refined it by a lot. And this is honestly what I consider pretty great. Visually, oh sweet god, I love it. This game may be a 2D game on the PlayStation 1 after such other titles made their marks like Crash Bandicoot, Spyro the Dragon, and Final Fantasy VII. But I say Symphony of the Night looks absolutely marvelous. The 2D sprites as well as great pixel art really what makes this game wonderful from a visual standpoint. I especially love Alucard's sprite animation, it's just so smooth. The flow of his hair and cape alone is why I love this game visually. But not as much as this soundtrack. Oh yeah, Symphony may have remixes of other themes like Vampire Killer, Bloody Tears, and Divine Bloodlines, but we also have new original themes like the Prologue theme, which I just love for the opening guitar riff alone, Dracula's Castle, which would later become the main theme of Alucard, and of course, the final toccata. Overall, I fucking love Symphony's OST. Now, let's recap. I think the story is pretty great, gameplay is wonderful, and definitely refined what didn't work back in Simon's Quest and expanded upon it. Visually, it's absolutely wonderful, and OST, I absolutely love it. So here are my closing thoughts. Overall, I love Symphony of the Night. Easily one of my favorite PlayStation 1 games of all time, right next to the likes of Castlevania Chronicles and Final Fantasy VII. From a good story, great gameplay, amazing visuals, and a fucking awesome OST, it's basically a crime not to play this game. Overall, Castlevania Symphony of the Night gets my score of a perfect 10 out of 10 with my seal of a definite worthwhile treasure. Everything I just said and mentioned are the reasons why I love this game. If you want to play it, then do it. Either get it on PSN, Xbox Live Arcade, emulate it, whatever. Even play it on mobile devices if you have to. But now, I want to know from you all. Did you play and enjoy Symphony of the Night? If you did, what did you like about it? And is it something you would recommend to a friend? Leave your answers and more down in the comments. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and while you're here, consider subscribing and turn on the bell to be notified whenever I make a new video. As always, my social media links are down below. I've been HorrorKid, and join me next time when we jump into the 1800s in the events of Castlevania Order of Ecclesia for the Nintendo DS. Till then, you all take care.